everybody, welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm going to go through and tell you how to play Ben by Micheal Jackson with easy violin tab. If you want to print out this sheet for free that I've done, it will be in the link directly underneath this video. So go click on the link and you can print it out completely free. I've done this myself. I'm sorry some of it's written in pencil, but these are quite time consuming to do and it's just easier for me to write them out in pencil. But it's all there anyway. It's 2 pages long, and if you want to see a performance of this, go to my new channel which is called Alice the Sparrow, and it's where it'll be coming up here, or it'll be there'll be a link in the description bar directly underneath, and it's where I'm going to be putting all my performances that I do on the violin or piano. But with every performance that I put on that video, there will be a tutorial that goes with that, either on the violin or piano, which will be at this channel, which is the online piano and violin tutor, which is mainly tutorial based. So performances are at this channel or underneath, and if you want to see how to play it, they'll be on this channel as normal. All the links will be all underneath all the videos, as they always are anyway. And if you want to have the backing track that goes exactly with this tab, you can get that in the link directly underneath this video. It will be underneath the performance video as well. I've done the backing track myself. I've done it in the style of Ben, written by Micheal Jackson, but I've done that and I've produced it and everything, recorded it all myself. And if you want to hear the MP3, if you want to have the MP3 recording of that, that will be in the link directly underneath the video, and it will be underneath the link in the performance video as well. So if you want to know how to play Ben by Micheal Jackson using easy violin tab, then go and click on the link, print out your music, and let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to say is that it might be nice, or it's definitely optional, if you want to put some dots on your violin. So just put the first finger dot if you want to, and the third finger dot on if you want to. Go and click underneath this video and it'll tell you exactly the measurements from the end of the violin, from the nut of the violin, where you need to put those dots. So you don't have to worry about where to put them and everything. All you need is some sort of sticker. These are from the stationery store. You can get those stars or any type of sticker that you want to put on. Using the measurements underneath, you know where to put them. So assuming that you've printed out your music, assuming that you've done these and put the dots on the violin, what I'm going to do is just take you through the tab of how I've done that. And like I said, it's 2 pages long. So what I've done is, actually this one's all the way through. So I've just written out the words, and then above the words I've put, you've got some finger numbers, or you've got some numbers, and they are obviously the finger numbers that you're going to be using on the violin. Above that are some letters with lines, and those letters are which string the finger's going to be on at any one time. So for example, Ben, the two of us need look no more. So you've got a 3, so this is all on the G string, as you can see there. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, all on the G string. And then no more is on the D string, so a third finger on the D string and another third finger on the D string. Moving on to the next line, we both found what we were looking for. So starting on the G string, a 3, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 3, and then a 1 and a 1 both on the A string for look-ing, the second half of looking-ing, 4. So that's it. That's violin tab. It's pretty self-explanatory. The only other thing I need to mention is my little kind of method that I use, where I've got S for stretched and B for back, which you'll see in red next to some of them. So this is mainly going to be for the second finger, and this is where the dots come in, if you have them on there or you want them on. So normally the first finger goes on the green dot, or the first dot, mine just happens to be green, and the third finger goes on the third finger dot. Now the second finger can go one of 2 places, either next to the third finger, which I call stretched because it feels like you're stretching, or back, which is next to the first finger. So stretched next to the third, or back next to the first finger. Now that's really important that you do that and don't just stick it down wherever it goes. Otherwise, if you just put it wherever it wants to go, it will make it sound really out of tune. So I think I've only got B's and S's mostly on the second fingers. There are a couple of third fingers. So if I've got a stretched, which I have, or if I've got an S, if I've put an S underneath a third finger, it just means it's a stretch. So basically put your finger just slightly above the dot. You know, if you had your third finger above the dot and you were going to put another finger next to it, that's where the third finger would go. So you're just above the dot. So that's what it means by stretched third. So I think you've only ever got a stretched third, or a stretched or back second. Oh, you've also got a back one. So a one normally goes on the dot. So if it's back, it goes quite far back. I think people underestimate how far back the first finger goes. Not just a little bit. The first finger goes quite far back, pretty much until you hit that little ridge at the top where you sort of can't go anymore. We call this the nut, but until you hit the little ridge at the top there, that's how far that needs to go. So that's it. You just do what it says on the sheet of paper. The lines above where you've got, for example, G, up the top here, that just means that all of those notes, all of those numbers underneath are all on the G string until you get to the D. So that's it really. I'm just going to play maybe like the first verse or something so you can see, but if you want to see the full performance, go to my other channel where you can see the full performance of it. Otherwise this video would just be super duper long. So I'm just going to play the first little part for you. So we've got we're all on the G string for most of it, and I'm just going to start with the third finger. I've got a stretched 2, so I'm just going to be behind the third. Another stretched 2. I've got 2 back ones on the A string, so bring that first finger back. Another back one. Now I've got a stretched 3, so can you see it's just going over the orange dot there? So when you get to the part where it says, and you, my friend, will see you've got a friend in me, there's quite a bit of activity going on there. So, and you, my friend, will see. So starting off with a back one on the A, then you've got a stretched third on the D, back to an open A, back one. Now this one, C, where it says you, my friend, will see, you've got a third finger on the D string. Now, I haven't written anything there, so that one's just back to normal. I didn't want to put anything like N for normal or D for dot or anything like that, otherwise it just gets too confusing. So suffice to say that if you don't see anything, like if you don't see a red S or a red B next to any of the notes, just assume that they're normal. So a 1 goes on the dot, an open string, a third finger on the dot, anything like that. So just assume they're normal. So and you, my friend, will see. So you've got a third finger on the D. It's just normal. The second finger's stretched though. So all those threes there, you've got a friend in me. So they're all normal 3s there. So that's pretty much it. It just, like I said, I'm not going to play the whole thing through because this violin would just be just long, and I've got another channel that you can go and subscribe to go and watch that video and everything. So yeah, it just goes on like that. So it's all very self-explanatory. Just have fun with it, guys. You know, if you want to change anything, go ahead and change it. That's just how, this is just how I've personally done it. So if you don't like some of the notes, or you know, you just want to do, you know, improvise, use your own kind of musical kind of ad-lib and ability and things like that. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you want to get the backing track or the MP3 recording, that's going to be in the link. I'll link it underneath and everything. And if you want to see the performance video, I've done a really nice performance video of this. Go and check that out as well at my new channel. I'll link that underneath. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next.